here we go. Back again. Alright. And today is, it's Friday. So that must mean that it is the Friday fix. And it fucking is. So this is the 27th episode of The Fix, which is, of course, your weekly inoculation of deception that we get from the media. And to begin with today, I won't keep you too long, seeing as it is the weekend, but we will touch on a wee bit the vaccine, right? Because, everyone's fucking dying and we're all at the edge of our seat, biting our nails, waiting on this vaccine. But hey, fear not, because it is coming. Hip hip hooray. And this came out today from the ever trustworthy BBC, right? COVID-19, UK confident, right, of having 800,000 vaccine doses by next. I wonder, is it next year? Next decade? Well, no, it's next fucking week. And by the looks of it, the very latest, it looks like Tuesday. Next Tuesday, they will be inoculating people in the UK. Most likely, frontline staff in the NHS and care homes. But they don't fucking want it. Right, straight up. AstraZeneca to sell 2.5 billion shots to 17 countries. Now, it's not shots of whiskey, unfortunately. It is indeed the vaccine. And many countries are now signing up to get their vaccine. How exciting, right? The Spanish government have now purchased 20 million. So if you stay in Spain, much like here in the UK, you can now look forward to getting your vaccine. Happy days, right? And this came out yesterday. Philadelphia priest dies after participating in Moderna COVID vaccine trial. Right. So this guy was probably in need of money and he took part in the trial, right? Which is, I must say, a very silly thing to do. But he maybe had no choice. But it says in the article that they are unsure as to if it was due to the vaccine or not. Now, I may possibly be going out on a limb, but I reckon it will be because of the vaccine, right? So we'll keep an eye on this one, and we will leave the vaccine for the time being, but I may make an update on that next week. And can you guess what is coming now? I'd imagine that you probably can. This is seemingly to portray global warming, or is it the ozone, or is it climate change? It's one of them. It changes all the time, right? Sure, it's a fucking hoax, straight up. And CNBC, one day ago, 2020 is a preview of how bad things can get if we don't fix climate change. Right, the world is getting warmer, but the global response has remained muted. Right, it's been muted. That's funny that, because all I seem to fucking hear is that we are in big trouble in terms of the climate, right? I wonder why. Anyway, to expand on this, according to a report published Wednesday by The Lancet. Wow, a leading peer-reviewed medical journal. Sure. So if it's from The Lancet, then you know that it's really good stuff, right? Sure. And to expand on it even more, the report, which is a collaboration of more than 100 experts, from 35 global institutions, including the World Health Organization, World Bank, University College London, and another university in Beijing, also details some ramifications of global warming. Right, so hundreds of experts, and it's from the Lancet, and the WHO and World Bank are involved. So yeah, it must be true, right? Sure. According to the Lancet report, where people live and how much money they have directly affects their capacity even to resist threats to their health from climate change. Right, so if you're rich, climate change does not exist. But if you have no money, your health will be affected by climate change. Would you fucking Adam and Eve that, right? And it shows, in this article, it shows a photo, as you can see, a home bursts into flames, wow, from a shady fire as it approaches Santa Rosa, California on September 28th, 2020. And of course they are smoking everyone out because we know where it's heading. Smart fucking cities. Look out for it. It is coming, I can assure you. And in this article as well, it links in the WHO, the WHO, that's who. And they are, of course, the go-to for all you need to know. Anyone in the world, no matter where you stay, just go onto the WHO's website and yeah, they will point you in the right direction. And they had this chart here from their Instagram. And yeah, if you want a good laugh, pause it and have a look at that. But of course, Bill Gates, he is heavily involved with climate change. Now, ain't that a massive fucking surprise, right? Bill Gates just released a plan for US leadership on climate change, including $35 billion in funding. Wow, our hero. Thank heavens for Bill Gates, right? We are not worthy. And yeah, we do indeed know what the plan is when it comes to Bill Gates. He indeed wants to block out the sun. So look forward to that one. And they probably will replace it, if not already, with an artificial sun. So look out for that, right? And yeah, the electric cars back in the media. Half of all cars must be electric by 2030 to reach climate goals. Of course, the Agenda 2030 strikes again. But as we do know, the electric cars are fucking useless. They're just as bad as any other car, right? So don't buy it. And we will leave the climate, what's the word I'm looking for? Hoax. We will leave the climate hoax for the time being. But that will be back. Fucking mark my words. But we will now look at some other news from this week, right? Where, of course, we get our deception. And yeah, some of you may have noticed we have not had the syndrome this week. Now, don't celebrate too much. That does not mean the deception has ended, because I'm afraid it fucking hasn't, right? It continues, and the syndrome will be back on Monday, right? And yeah, we will catch up with it then. And trust me, the deception is well and truly fucking continuing. And this here came out today. Bank of England told to find where missing 50 billion in cash is stashed. Wow. So the Bank of England have lost 50 billion and it's unaccounted for. I wonder, right? It must have fell down the side of the couch. So yeah, have a look, right? And this here was again out today from the Financial Times. Norway's central bank deputy governor, John Nicholson, right, resigns over China ties. Official responsibility for sovereign wealth fund denied security clearance. Right, so maybe it's not the Norwegians that own their bank after all. Now, wouldn't that be a massive, massive shock? Right. And this, sticking with China, This was reported on Thursday this week, NBC News, right across the board. China has done human testing to create biologically enhanced super soldiers. Right. And I'd imagine that China is not the only government that is up to something like this. Mine will be, and yours will be also. So look out for Captain China, right? He might fly by you anytime soon. And sticking with the Chinese, China to expand weather modification program to cover area larger than India. Wow. Now remember, once upon a time, when weather modification was a conspiracy theory, and people would say, don't be fucking stupid, they can't control the weather. Well, they fucking can, straight up, and they have been, probably for decades, right? And all these places that suffered drought probably did so when they could have done something to stop it, right? So it was basically fucking murder or genocide, these droughts, because they can indeed create rain. Fucking no doubt about it, with, I believe, it's called cloud seeding, right? It's weather modification, geoengineering, and it does fucking happen. Now, finally, for today, the solar flares, right? These solar flares that we keep seeing. One passed me the other day, it was crazy. But yeah, what are they saying about these flares? We knew that this was indeed coming. The Independent, I think this was from Wednesday this week. The sun emitted its biggest solar flare in years, and more will be flung at the earth. Right. Now, yeah, we did indeed fucking see this coming. This is what they will use as cover for blackouts or internet shutdowns, right? And to expand on it a wee bit, however, this could be because the sun itself blocked off the expulsion, even, with Dr. Phillips suggesting that because the blast site was behind the sun's southern eastern part, its body may have eclipsed some of the flare, meaning it could have been an X-class event. The coronal mass ejection, composed of plasma and its accompanying magnetic field, was flung into space, which will fortunately not strike the Earth. Happy days, right? But if such a blast had hit the Earth, however, the planet could experience a strong geomagnetic storm. And since the sunspot that originated the flare will rotate onto the Earth side face of the sun in a few days, right? Such an event may be incoming in the week. Wow, now ain't that something? And I do reckon that this solar flare could possibly bring an internet shutdown or even a complete blackout in terms of electricity. So be prepared, right? By the sounds of it, it is coming, and possibly even next week. And it would not surprise me if it coincides with the vaccine being distributed, because yeah, that would make sense. They wouldn't want anyone telling people that they had a bad effect or experience with the vaccine. That is, of course, if there is anyone silly enough to get it, because I certainly will not be. Now, if you want to have it, then by all means, knock yourself out. But just be cautious when you do get it, because once you've got it, you can indeed pass it on. So if you get the vaccine and think, yeah, that's great, it's all good, I can go and see my granny now, Well, no, you can't. You will indeed have a live virus in you, straight up. Anyway, that is it for today. I will be back on Sunday, so thank you to everyone who engages and watches. Much appreciated. And that is about it. Bye bye.